Hey there everybody, Pop on Top here. Welcome back to some more Fallout 4 mods. In today's mod, we got the shotgun currently cooked in my character's hands here. This is Thing's Benelli M4. So the Benelli is a famous line of shotguns. I've covered a couple different Benelli shotguns, the Benelli M2 and the Benelli M3 apparently in different videos. I looked this up because I was like, I'm pretty sure I covered this. But Thing's mods we've covered a couple times before in terms of weapons. So we did Things G3 and Things MP5, which were both kind of unique takes on those weapons because they kind of put a little bit of wasteland style into them, right? They're not just, you know, like a modern firearm just kind of dropped into the Commonwealth. They're like, what if you took that modern firearm and it, you know, progressed over time to get to this stage where, you know, people are barely maintaining the thing. So what we have here is a semi-auto shotgun though with the Benelli. And then you got to reload every shell. And this is, you have to reload every shell every time. So like, regardless, I shoot once, it's all 7 of those shells. No bullet counter to reload, which is quite unfortunate for this kind of thing. You download the mod for yourself. You got to kill yourself here at the chemistry station. Shoot shotgun shells, pretty basic things right there on that, right? Let me fix my camera here real quick. Apologies for that. There we go. Third person camera. We'll show this off in third person real quick. I mean, it does do the rapid fire things, right? It shoots pretty quick, right? And this is all default stuff. We're going to show off some cool customization options you can kind of do with this thing. So we take our Benelli M4 here. So we have kind of what I thought. I mean, obviously there's the standard receiver here, 112 damage, which is pretty good damage for a default version of the weapon. But we have a couple different ways we can do this. We can do fast receiver here, which reduces damage but increases fire rate. Not a significant amount maybe, but it also increases reload speed, which is a huge deal, I think, with a gun that's going to have to take a long time to reload. And then we have this calibrated receiver, which is the same as the standard receiver, but better critical damage. So if you're using the shotgun in VATS a lot, you're doing a critical build, that might be the way for you to go. Obviously, it increases accuracy as well. And then we have the heavy receiver here, which is the biggest amount of damage, but slower reload. And it really is slower. So we'll put the fast receiver on. We'll show that off. We have different kinds of barrels here. So, you know, this is your standard junk barrel. We have a short wood barrel here, which is even faster reload speed, but even less range. Still, 131 range is better than any vanilla shotgun, I'll tell you that much, right? Metallic barrel, heat shield barrel, heavy barrel, restored barrel, all the things, right? Different kind of options and stuff here. So you have metallic wire stock, wood stock, a Nova stock, which says straight from New Orleans, which I don't understand the reference to, but you guys can let me know in the comments if you know what that means. Full stock, and then a heavy stock, right? All these recoil controls, and the Nova stock might be the way to go. Why not? And then we have different sights here. You have all the way to medium scope. It's going to look like whatever your medium scope looks like. We have an ACOG, a GEX sight, a reflex sight, all those things. And you can put a suppressor on the weapon. Now, the suppressor does reduce range. It's unfortunate that it does that, right? Like, because I know some of y'all don't like that. And it also blocks the iron sights. We're not going to be able to show that off right this second, but we'll show it off suppressed. So now we have 5 rounds because we got that short thing, which makes the reload faster anyway. And it's very quick. And it's very suppressed though. It's barely making any noise at all. You're hearing a lot of the tree, the pellets hitting the tree. This is that ACOG sight. I don't like it. It's just too much reticle, really. The sight looks fine. Everything about that sight looks fine. So that's really fast, right? If we did fast receiver, all that stuff. If we put heavy receiver on here, and then like a heavy barrel, because that increases damage as well. We're maximizing damage now, right? You put like a GEX sight on there as a thing. You know, we are going to reload extremely slow as a cost. This is the GEX sight. It's like an EOTech sight. Still too big of a reticle there, I think. That reloads really slow. Really, really, really slow, right? Like, that's just like, I think it's not effective, right? Like, I think it's almost too costly, right? Like, in my opinion, I'll post the reflex sight on that. We'll show off some different things. Actually, we'll show off the fact that if you put standard sights on there, you can't see them over the suppressor. But you can do different things. You can put the heavy stock on there, exceptional recoil. I don't think the recoil is really too much of a problem, right? So, like, without controlling the recoil, even spamming all 7 shots there, with the most damaging, most recoil-inducing type of thing, we're not really getting too high up in the air. But obviously, you can't even see over the suppressor. You just kind of put the suppressor on things. You vaguely put the middle of your screen on things and then shoot. And then you have the world's longest reload, right? All that stuff is fine. So, but there is one more thing to cover here. We have different ammo types. We have buckshot ammo, which is a standard round, good for killing a man. It is good. I mean, we have a high explosive slugs, when you really want to say fuck you to whoever's on the receiving end, you need demolition expert and gun nut for that. But that's obviously the best way to go. It increases range, increases accuracy, increases damage. Slugs increase range and accuracy, and it does take rifleman perk. So like, instead of a shell, it acts more like a straight up bullet, and it does do more damage, slightly more damage. None of this is hugely different, but what we can make a difference here is like, so if we go to fast receiver, we're down to 112, right? That's almost half the damage, and not, you know, twice the fire rate. But I still think that faster reload might make that worth it. Now, you could argue the short barrel is maybe the way to go as well, because you do have less ammo, but because you can reload it faster, even like going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rather than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 might be worth it in its own way too. It does say less range, but it doesn't actually give me less range, like than some of these. The heavy barrel doesn't get any more range than the short wood barrel does. The metallic barrel gets better range. The heat shield barrel gets better range. The restored barrel really has the best range. So maybe you want to go restored barrel because you want that maximize that shotgun range. That's like one of the, like, you're shoring up the weak points of the weapon, right? So like, oh, the shot, you know, range is the problem. But we could do slug ammo, and that gives you a decent chunk of damage. But the high explosive slug ammo is going to do enough damage, I think, with this faster fire rate, this high range, where we can just really. Is it not exploding? That was weird looking. Did I not put the... I didn't... Is that just the slugs? This is high explosive slugs, is it not? It doesn't look like it's exploding, does it? Did I... High explosive slug ammo, does that not work? Like, with the suppressor? Or something? Like, now it's like I gotta solve the problem. Because it's definitely not exploding, right? There's no explosions on that. That faster reload is a huge difference, though. That is a huge difference in terms of, like, effectiveness of the weapon. Let's take the suppressor off. Obviously, you can put an axe head on there so you can, like, slash people, or a muzzle brake if you're really concerned about recoil. There's no reason to be concerned about recoil, okay? I promise. Yeah, those are definitely exploding now. See the difference, right? Like, so the suppressor seems to block its ability to explode, which is interesting. We should have pretty good... I mean, this is really good VATS accuracy for a shotgun at this kind of range, right? I'm not sure how many of those pellets are hitting, but it doesn't. I guess it's not pellets, right? Because they're slugs anyway. So when you either slug ammo, I think would be the way to go. But you might as well make it high explosive, unless you're really worried about killing yourself, right? Like you're just like, oh no, dude, I'm gonna fucking hit myself with a shot and die. But I think the fast receiver is my particular preference. I really want to spam the gun, make sure everything dies, and then when I reload, I want to make sure that those shells are getting back in there, right? Like. You could, I mean, you could sacrifice some of the range too. I still think the range stat here on this short wood barrel is good. I mean, you're taking about 155 range, right? This is plenty of range. This is, I mean, we're still going to get that 95 VATS accuracy. It was starting to fall off on some of these limbs and stuff, but where you put one slug in your chest from this far away, and then you could really fast reload, right? Like, it's your personal preferences, but like, do you see how fast that was? Like, in comparison, right? I'm just talking about, like, if you're getting swarmed by ghouls. There's certain situations where, like, another enemy's going to be up, and you don't want to be sitting there taking that heavy receiver, and you're like, oh, dude, I have so much damage. I don't know if the damage is enough difference, because, like, if you're one-shot killing everything anyway, like in the situation of ghouls, or rad roaches, or bugs of any kind, or, like, in the situation maybe where you're fighting, like, one Deathclaw, that's when you can maybe worry about, like, I want to maximize damage. But we'll compare these directly versus the Deathclaw here. I'm not trying to bash. Do I need... I'm going to give myself some spawn NPC grenades here real quick, so I can go to my cheat terminal portable. We're going to set this all up real quick, just live on camera, because it seems the more I cut in my recordings, the more they like to break. I've already recorded this video one time, and it broke. The audio desyncs. So, we'll give ourselves some of those. So I'm going to try it. And then we're going to throw one out there. This is a Deathclaw, should be. And then, I mean, I missed a lot of shots. But that Deathclaw is still going down, right? Like, that's definitely a thing there. Now we're going to compare this, right? We're going to still keep everything else on there the way that it is, but we are going to put on, like, heavier things, right? We're going to put on a heavy receiver to maximize damage. We're going to put on, like, the heavy barrel to maximize damage, I guess, too. Right? And I think we'll mess with, not mess with any of the other things, just to show off the heavy differences in the reload and stuff here. So in this situation, obviously, with the Deathclaw, I mean, maybe it goes down faster, right? In that situation, you know, maybe you could take this as value with this low reload, but it's not what I prefer. I just don't prefer my character to feel slow, to feel held back by things. I mean, you can obviously do that. Let me show that off, but I'm gonna go test it out in some combat. Fast receiver, short word barrel. We're just gonna be, you know, about it like this. I mean, technically you could do no stock and stuff, but you probably want the accuracy of the Nova or heavy stock. just for the VATS accuracy in terms of stats. You could technically put a sight on there too if you really wanted to go full hard on that. Like you could easily do calibrated receiver, medium scope, only use VAT, right? Like there's certain things you definitely want to do, like maximize the accuracy stats, so that you do like something like that. Calibrated receiver, 71 accuracy. You want a barrel that gives you the most accuracy, which is like what the heat shield barrel. And then does the suppressor give you more accuracy? It does, and it does cost. So this, I mean, the suppressor reduces damage in this situation too. You see that? I don't know what situation causes, because like before it wasn't, right? Like when I had the fast receiver on there, and I take the suppressor. Oh no, that suppressor does reduce damage. Now we're up to 165. I don't know what it's doing. So you could pick and choose. I mean, obviously, if you're doing a critical build, you maybe similar to the calibrated, and you'd want the suppressor because the sneak attack criticals are huge. I don't know if that compensates, right? I guess we could find out. So 102 damage, calibrated receiver instead. Let's put all that on there. Suppressor, all the things. Why not? So we'll shoot this thing. How much damage are we doing? Obviously, that's not a sneak attack critical. That's your 133. But if we do pop a critical, how much more critical damage do we get? And that's what we're going to find out in a second. It says 31. So, like, I don't think that's working as intended. This receiver is so slow, though. Even, like, the regular one, I think, is just too slow. I want my character to be whipping them shells in there. That's my personal preference. I'm going to go fast. Okay? I'm going to go fast, short. I mean, I don't really care about these stocks. I don't really care about the suppressor. I'm not going to try to sneak around. I'll just put glow sights on there. I mean, just explosive slugs. Spam them out there as quick as you can. Reload very fast. And then do it again. That's how I'm going to operate the weapon. But that's just my personal preference. But we are going to go test it in some combat this way. But I do like that there's options. Like the meaningful choices to make on how you want the gun to perform. So I'm going to take my particular fast build of it here and go test it out in some combat. And I'll see you guys when we get there. Alright everybody, College Square. I wanted to go to College Square because I wanted to test the ghoul thing. I mean, obviously that wasn't... Where did my shots go? I mean, that one's dead. Good thing we had all 5 of those shots and we could reload really quickly, right? Like, I'm proving my own point, though, in this situation, obviously. You'd want the fast receivers and stuff. These ghouls are getting one shot, right? Like, that, just vaguely look at the man and you die, right? Just, I'm hip firing. That first one was a bad example, I suppose, because I did miss a bunch of shots, I guess. There should be some more ghouls in here. Hello. That was very loud interior. But I mean, I could vaguely spam at that doorway as they're coming in. Reload. I only killed one in there. There's still one more in there. Somewhere upstairs. Haha, they were upstairs. Now they're dead. Like with the high explosive arc, I don't know if you need more damage, right? Like you can, if you really want to maximize single target damage and all that stuff. But like, you could vaguely shoot at everybody, and reloading fast is more of a benefit. I'm ready for that goal. He's barely stood up in time, right? Like, I feel more ready for combat. I feel like I just like the increase in pace, I guess. But yeah, obviously it's a very wonderful shotgun. This is like, you know, the minimum damage you can do. Oh, not the minimum, I guess if you didn't put the explosive on there. But you're going to explode, right? You're going to explode the mans. Like, there's no reason you're downloading the shotgun and not exploding people. That's obviously the best way to do it. I guess I could shoot this door, but I could also kill myself with it. Let's see. Please don't kill myself. Alright, apparently I shot the door without actually shooting the door. That was weird. There's a ghoul, like, right here somewhere. I just don't know where it is. The Brotherhood's obviously having their time in the background, making all kinds of noise and stuff. That's how far I am in the game. Like, essentially nowhere. Haven't done anything. Where'd that one ghoul go? There's a ghoul somewhere in here. Just doing its own thing. But yeah, this is the things Benelli M4, which I like. I like all the things weapons. I like the MP5. I like things G3. I think they got the nice wasteland styling. Obviously, with the short wood barrel here, like you have that look that's very wastelandy. There's another one right there. Oh, I didn't one-shot him. It's okay, because I can follow up. I'm not shooting it even as fast as I can. It's just mostly really about that fast reload. And it just sounds really nice. When you do have to spam it, that's wonderful. That's your maximum fire rate, though. I'm really just tapping that trigger as quickly as possible. But that's still pretty fast. I mean, I think it definitely feels faster than what I would think the combat shotgun would feel like. And you get the explosive rounds. You get lots of cool things. It's a cool shotgun. This is my preference on way to play it. But if you want to make that big, heavy one, maximize single shot damage, and then deal with that slow reload, you can. You guys let me know what you think of this weapon down in the comment section down below. If you guys want to check out this mod for yourselves, there'll be a link there in the top of the description to the Bethesda.net page as well as the Nexus mod page. You can download this mod for yourselves there. If you guys have enjoyed the video, like the video. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe that we can check out more videos from me. And pretty much other than that, you guys have a good rest of your day. What is it, and I'll see you in the next episode.